Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Candice, and today we're going to be diving a little bit further into the topic of modesty. So on my last video where I talked about modesty, I talked more about the practical sides and kind of my personal rules, if you will, of what I wear. But after a comment on that video, I realized that there's more to be spoken on this subject. So this is going to kind of be a series. There's going to be part 2, which is this one, part 3, and part 4. Okay, as far as I know, that's as far as we're going. But before we get into this topic and talk about today's part, let's go ahead and pray for this, okay? God, thank you for another day, for another word. Thank you for giving me the privilege to be able to share this information with other people. Please help all of this come from you and not just from me. And please give people who are hearing this the eyes to see, the ears to hear, and an open heart. We love you so much. In Jesus Christ's name. Alright, so today, in my last video, I kind of mentioned that modesty is a heart issue. But what I didn't get into was the actual heart issues that go along with modesty. So that's what today's portion of our modesty series is going to be on. It's going to be on the heart issues that are kind of behind being modest versus not being modest. And we'll start this way. There's many different reasons and motivations why people dress the way they do, or why they act certain ways, why they wear things. You know, there's a plethora of issues that go along with this. I am going to hit on the ones that I think are probably the most common ones, but I'm sure there are others that I'm not thinking about that probably just aren't going to be on this list, okay? This is not a end-all be-all of all the things that go along with the heart issues behind being immodest, okay? But we'll start with the first one. The first one that I find personally that has to do with, the way we dress is a lot of people will dress the way they dress because they are insecure, okay? So today's day and age, it's either if you're insecure about the way your body looks, you'll either usually go one of two ways. So usually they will hide their body, very much so, because they are insecure about their certain areas. Or on the other end of the spectrum, a lot of women will, instead of focusing on those areas of the body, they will then accentuate the areas of the body that they do like, in an effort to not feel so insecure about the way their body looks. So they might show off, their chest more, might show off their bottom more if those are the areas that they find that they really think look good on themselves. And the thing is, wearing those outfits that are very revealing or very tight-fitting, stuff like that, what they don't realize, and a lot of people don't realize the issues that are behind what they wear because they've never actually asked themselves, what is the motivation for me wearing this? Which is a good question to ask yourself. But insecurity can be a reason why women, or men too, let's face it, men have issues with modesty as well. It's not a gender-specific sort of thing, okay? And we'll be talking about the men in a later video. But insecurity can be one of the reasons why we dress a certain way. And in order to fix that, you have to go into the heart, okay? You have to talk to God and be like, okay, God, why am I insecure about this part of my body? Why do I feel the need to hide everything? Or why do I feel the need to show off all these other areas of my bodies? Why do I feel the need to look for that attention and that validation from other people that my body looks good, instead of seeking that validation from you when you're the one who created my body? So insecurity is one of the things. Another issue that could be behind the modesty issue is selfishness, okay? Now, the selfishness might be intentional, it might not be, okay? I'm not going to judge. I'm not the type of person who's going to judge the person walking into church wearing something really skimpy, okay? Because everybody's on their own journey. Some people are aware of the way they're dressing affects other people, and some people are not aware of it, okay? So don't go out and assume that everybody who's wearing something that is a little bit more revealing is, like, just full on doing it intentionally, okay? But in the selfishness, what I mean by that is that a lot of people, especially this day and age when self-gratification is the like end all be all, it's the thing that everybody's promoting, okay? Like social media, it's all about you, you know, like all of these things, like people are so focused on themselves and less focused on community these days. And so the selfishness comes in where, whether we realize it or not, whether it's intentional or not, what a lot of people don't fully grasp is the way you dress does have an effect on other people. So the way I dress is going to affect the people I'm around, whether, you know, like it's an outward affecting or it's, you know, like inside their minds, okay? Like if I dress in a very immodest way and I go to church and little children see the way I'm dressing, okay, it affects them. It affects them it makes the little girls think that this is how women are supposed to dress. For the little boys, it makes them think that, oh, yeah, women are supposed to show off their bodies, you know, like, and for that later on, especially for the young boys or the ones who turn into teenagers and then get exposed to pornography, like, it becomes a problem, okay? And then when they see you dressed, or me dressed, if I were to dress in a very immodest fashion, then in their minds, they automatically equate the way I'm dressing with what they've seen online, okay? And that just promotes the view that women are a sexual object. Women are not, you know, individual, personal human beings that have emotions. So the way we dress does affect other people. It affects other adults, okay? So if you go out in public and there's somebody there who's really struggling with, you know, the visual, trying to keep their lust at bay and things like that, and you're just out there showing everything off, you could be negatively affecting that person. And yes, you're gonna say, okay, this person is responsible for their own eyeballs and where they place them and their own thoughts, and yes, that is true. But on the other hand, it is selfish of us to not consider other people when we make our wardrobe choices in the morning or when we make any choice about our lifestyle, okay? Like, the way we dress does affect other people, and we are not responsible for their problems, but we are responsible for our choices, okay? So I'm not judging, I'm not shaming, but we are responsible for our choices. And I was one of those people, okay, where I didn't fully comprehend, I didn't even think that my wardrobe would affect other people. But like now that I'm older and I've seen, you know, like what kids watch on TV, like all these cartoon characters and things that are in very skimpy outfits, like we're just normalizing it for them. And then we wonder why these kids are dressed like they're like 30-year-old prostitutes almost in like a 10-year-old's body. Like, we're normalizing it for them by feeding into that cultural thing, whether we realize it or not. Sorry. That leads me into the next heart issue, which is vanity, okay? When we dress the way that we do, we need to ask ourselves, why are we dressing this way? Am I dressing this way because I am seeking attention from other people? Am I dressing this way because I want to look perfect in my social media pictures that I am going to be posting online, and I get all that validation from people liking and commenting on my photo? Like, is our appearance in the mirror taking more time out of our day that we could be using to spend with God or spend with family or do productive things? Like, are we taking an hour every day just to put makeup on our faces and, you know, do our hair up in some fancy do and like get dressed to make sure everything's properly where it is? It's a question, guys. I'm not judging anybody, I'm just saying, what is the motivation behind what we're doing, okay? Is it vanity? Is it we're thinking very highly of ourselves and we want to look absolutely beautiful and have to look perfect, you know, for that perfect photo? Okay. The next one is attention seeking, which kind of plays into all of these things. Like, is our motivation for wearing skimpy outfits because we are looking for validation from other people? Our validation comes from God and God alone, okay? Your worth and your value comes from God and God alone. And He is the only one that can fill that hole in your heart that is eating away from you, and that's you're trying to fill by having other people like you and comment on your photos and have other people say, oh my goodness, you look so cute in that outfit, or oh, I could never pull off an outfit like that, you know? Like, where are we seeking our validation? Where are we looking for our worth? What are we putting our worth in? If our worth is in other people's opinions of how we look, then our worth is going to change day to day and be really low some days and really high other days, and it's just not healthy, okay? Our outfits should not be chosen based on getting validation from other people. Our outfits should be chosen because we feel good in them, not in I feel good because I'm showing off myself sort of a way, but for me, it's like feeling good in my outfits is connected to feeling feminine, feeling like I'm well put together, feeling like I'm classy, feeling like I look like I'm put together and elegant, and, you know, it just makes me feel good on the inside, okay? It has nothing to do with other people's opinions of me. But that's where we have to really find out what it is that's making us feel good about our outfits, whether it's I feel good because my butt looks good and all the guys are going to be staring at my butt, or is it I feel good because this outfit looks nice, looks well put together, and it's professional and it looks good, you know? It's a question. Another reason why some people, another heart issue that goes along with modesty, some people have experienced trauma, okay? And whether that be sexual trauma, emotional trauma, physical trauma, this can affect people in very negative ways, okay? Like, for some girls, when they grow up, or as they are growing up, they are taught by proxy that their only worth is in their body, that their only way of getting attention, that their only way of being validated, that their only way to be happy in life is to show off what they have, because that's the only way they see other people actually, you know, like getting married or getting attention or feeling good about themselves, okay? So a lot of the times there could be trauma that is associated behind this, whether it's sexual trauma and then the woman or the man, who knows, it could be both ways, only feels that their value's in their body and what it can give to other people. Or it could be, you know, emotional trauma of, well, this person that I really loved cheated on me and left me for some other chick who dresses this way. So in order for me to get a guy, now I need to dress that way, you know? Like, there are so many different things in our hearts that affect the choices we make, whether we realize it or not, whether we are fully conscious of all those issues or not, is another thing. But a lot of these heart issues will get pulled up as you are going deeper in your relationship with God. And the farther you go along, the more He's going to mine the depths of why you're doing what you're doing. Like, are you doing it just because the culture is doing it? Are you, you know, buying these clothes just because it's the only thing you can really find at the store these days, which I totally get that, which is why I buy most of my things thrifted or from like estate sales and stuff like that, because those are the only places I can really find modest clothes. But we just really need to reflect on that personally. Take the issue to God, be like, okay, God, why am I wearing these things? What would you prefer that I wear? God, is there a deeper issue here that you and I need to take care of? Okay? But I just wanted to give you guys a little bit more information about some of the issues that could be affecting the way that we're dressing or the way that other people around you are dressing. So I would encourage you not to shame other people who are going around dressing in what you would consider an immodest way, because shaming them or like ostracizing them is not really going to change the behavior, especially if it's a heart issue, which most of the time anything to do with modesty usually is a heart issue that's something deeper that they need to deal with God with. Okay, but yeah, I just want to end this by stating yet again that God made you exactly the way you are. God formed every hair on your head. He formed every freckle on your face. He made your body to look exactly the way it looks proportion-wise. Now, whether you gain or lose weight, of course, is a total earthly issue. But God made you exactly the way you are. He made the color of your eyes. He put thought into what your teeth were going to look like, into, how long your arms were going to be, okay? And He made you in the way that He deemed perfect for His creation of you, okay? You are worthy. You are valued. You are beautiful in God's eyes, no matter what you're putting on the outer shell, okay? I hope this video has blessed you in some way, and I hope you have a beautiful week. Stay tuned for part 3. We're going to be talking about makeup and jewelry and stuff like that, a little bit more practical sort of things. All right, see you guys next time.